Balaam répondit et dit au serviteur de Balak.
Balaam répond, elle dit à serviteur Balak.
Quand Balak me donnerait sa maison pleine d'argent et d'or.
Il dit bon, dis-nous bagaille, monsieur. Même si Balak, t'as bon Kailia, plein l'argent, plein l'or.
Je ne pourrais faire aucune chose.
Pas qu'à faire rien.
Ni petite, ni grande.
Petit, ni grand.
Contre l'ordre de l'Éternel.
Sans l'Éternel, pardon.
Mon Dieu.
Sans l'Éternel, Dieu pam. Pardonnez. Moi, j'en vais mourir.
You know what makes me laugh?
On va parler là.
This is an evildoer that's speaking.
Son divin qui parler là.
It's a diviner that's speaking.
Il dit voilà dit Balak pour moi.
It says, you will tell to Balak
Même s'il bon Kailia.
that even if he gives me his house full of money,
argent ici c'est pas pièce monnaie,
silver
c'est métal, métal.
is not paper money but metals. If he gives me his house full of silver and
avec
gold,
l'or, moi pas qu'à faire rien.
I cannot do anything,
Ni petit,
neither
ni
less
gros.
nor more,
Si l'Éternel,
if the Lord,
Dieu pam,
my God,
pardonne.
doesn't tell me to.
Protestant a fâché un peu.
And Protestants would be so
Parce que
angry
Protestant dit
because Protestants say
l'Éternel va mon
the
Dieu.
Lord is not the God of those who practice witchcraft.
Matin moi c'est des gros connaisseurs qui m'ont
This morning I have a bunch of believers who
parce que
say
dit mon grand pape servi mon Dieu.
evildoers do not worship God.
Et c'est pas faute.
But it's not their fault.
C'est ça enseigné nous.
That's what they taught us.
Et sujet nous traiter avec
And
vous
the
ce
subject
matin.
that we're treating with you this morning
Rien pour titre.
is titled,
Rien
Nothing
ne marchera
will work
contre ce peuple.
against this people.
Pas rien qui marcher
Nothing will work
contre peuple ça.
against this people.
Ce matin, on voulait parler de quelque chose contingent profonde.
And this morning I want to speak to you about some rather profound things.
Mais avant,
But before,
nous voulons comprendre que
I want you to understand that
en pile de gens qui ont présenté nous bon Dieu.
many of the ways that they present
En
God
pile de gens qui ont
to us,
présenté nous bon Dieu.
many of the ways that they present God to us,
Malheureusement, c'est pas genre ça.
unfortunately, is not how it is.
Ils ont présenté nous en
They
Dieu
present us a God
de façon qui est bon pour un peu.
in a way that will be good.
Je vais proposer matin pour nous parler en partie
And I intend to speak to you in
dans le
part
sujet ça
inside this subject
de envoûtement.
about bewitchment.
Envoûtement,
Bewitchment
ou bien on dit tout enchantement.
enchantment.
Attends, envoûtement
A
et
bewitchment or
enchantement, on
enchantment,
le dit même.
they mean the same thing.
Envoûtement, c'est une arme
Bewitchment is one of the weapons
que la sorcellerie,
of
de
witchcraft,
la magie et de
of
l'occultisme
magic, and the occult
utilisé en pile.
that they use a lot.
Et les hommes ça qui
And this
malheureusement
weapon that unfortunately
jusqu'à ce jour
still
fait un pile impact
has a great impact
même sur les enfants de Dieu.
on the lives of God's children
Et pas deux
today.
mondes qui l'église
It's not just two people in the church
qui est envoûté.
who are bewitched and they don't know.
Et pas deux
It's
pasteurs
not just two
qui est
pastors
envoûté.
who are bewitched.
Et pas deux bishops
It's not two bishops
envoûtés.
who are bewitched.
Donc,
So
l'important pour nous comprendre que
it's important to
les armes
understand
ça sont
that
armes
this
qui
weapon
fait un
is a
pile
weapon
impact
that
sur
has
la vie
a large
des enfants de
impact on the
Dieu.
lives of God's children today.
Souvent, nous avons tendance
And often we
que nous
tend to
suffit à nous-mêmes.
That we are sufficient unto ourselves.
Certaines fois, il ont porté
And
nous croire que
sometimes we are led to
le
believe
fait
that
d'accepter Christ,
simply accepting Christ,
le fait que nous sauver,
being saved,
ça suffit.
is enough.
Ils ont fait nous croire ça.
They make us believe this
Au point que,
to the point that
regardez dans dehors, t'es dehors, hein.
the man was outside in the
Dans
world
tous actes occultes.
in all the occult
Ils
practices,
mangent quantité petite monde
and they
livré.
ate as much children as they
Ils
want.
tuent quantité monde
He
livré.
murdered as much people as
Et
he
puis là, t'es
wanted,
l'église.
and into the church.
Et puis pour lui, c'est fini.
And for him, it's done.
La vie est trop facile.
Life would be too easy.
Il est fini parce qu'il dit qu'on est allé dans
He
Christ.
finished because he said now he's in Christ.
Les sont nouvelles
He
créatures.
is a new creation. I'm
I'm
surprised to hear
qui font pile l'argent.
there's a man who's
Avec
made a
un
lot of
grand
money
CD,
with only one
seul
CD.
ça l'a dit dans
The only
CD.
thing that he's saying in the CD,
Quand il était petit monde de manger,
how many
Quand
children
il était
he
monnaie de jouer,
ate, how many people he
les
derailed.
Haïtiens fait
And
comme.
Haitians made
Juste
him make
parce qu'il a
money
dit,
just because
quand
he's
il était
saying
manger.
how many people he
En pile
ate.
pasteur,
Many
il est ici.
pastors called him,
Ils se font bon temps
and he
vedette.
spent a bunch of
Juste
time
parce
as
qu'il
a
a
speaker just because
combien de
he's
monde
saying
il
how many people he
Même en vie tout.
ate or murdered.
So,
But I want to tell you,
qui ont témoignage comme ça.
if someone has a testimony like this
Qui en vit, il dit ça à
that
l'église.
wants to say it at church,
Moi tout dit,
I already tell you,
pas encourager le venir là.
do not encourage them to come here.
Parce que pendant la petite
Because
ça,
while they're saying this,
n'a recordé
we'll record
et
that
n'a fait 911.
and we'll call 911.
Est-ce que là?
Are you here?
Second bon monde qui ont témoignage.
If you have someone that has a testimony,
Témoignage c'est
and the testimony is to say
Jésus te prend.
where Jesus took them
Et côté
from,
Jésus te prend.
and where Jesus took them
C'est
from
manger petit monde.
is eating
C'est
people's
détourner
children.
petit monde.
It's
C'est détruire la vie,
rerouting children,
Et puis la
or
laisse
destroying their
nous
lives.
dire.
And he's at ease to
Et puis
say,
pour attendre l'église pour l'applaudir, battre bravo pour lui.
the church will applaud and
Yo dit, oh, son
for
grand
him,
serviteur.
and say, oh, he's a great servant.
Dis monsieur Godet ça.
Tell him that
Monsieur Govet ça.
this person with a big head, big stomach, don't come to him.
Parce que monsieur ça
Because this man
a bonne égoïsme.
will call the police for him.
Parce que nous comprenons que
Because you understand that
l'accepter Christ,
when you accept Christ,
il va empêcher
it doesn't prevent
au payer conséquences.
you paying the
mal
consequences
qu'on fait sur terre.
of the evil that you did on the earth.
L'acceptation de Christ, bon le salut.
Accepting Christ gives you salvation,
Mettre qu'au cas aller, au cas joindre le salut.
so you can receive the
Right,
salvation,
non, mon
so
sauvé.
that your soul can be saved.
Mais ça que sur la terre,
But your actions on earth,
on paye conséquences.
you pay the consequences.
Donc nous dit que en
So
voûtement,
we say bewitchment.
je ne souhaite pas faire personne peur là.
I hope I did not make anyone scared here.
Moi donc en
I told you
voûtement,
that
c'est un ça,
bewitchment is a weapon
n'est-ce pas? Que ils ont
that
utilisé
they
dans la
use
sorcellerie,
in
dans la
witchcraft
magie.
and magic.
Et malheureusement,
And
en pile monde
unfortunately, many
l'église, en pile
people in the
enfant
church,
de Dieu,
many children of God
en voûté.
are fallen victim of this.
Cher ami,
My dear friends,
ça me voulait enseigner ce matin, c'est juste pour
what
porter
I am teaching you this
la
afternoon
vérité de
will
la
bring
parole de
the
Dieu,
truth of God's
c'est mener
word
dans la réalité de tous les jours.
into your everyday reality.
La Bible dit,
The Bible
Jésus
tells us
étant
that
riche,
Jesus, though rich,
lui fait le pauvre
became
pour
poor
moi arriver au cabine riche.
so we might be enriched.
C'est pourtant d'accepter Jésus.
And yet we accept
Nous
Christ
sommes dans la pauvreté.
and we're still in poverty.
Nous chantons, nous
We
prions,
sing, we pray,
nous adorons,
we worship,
nous venons à l'église,
we come to church,
mais nous sommes dans la
but we're
pauvreté.
still in poverty.
Pourtant, nous constatons que le problème de pauvreté,
Yes,
ça
we
est
see
venu
problems
comme
of
bagage de tous
poverty.
les jours dans la vie. Nous.
They become something in our daily lives.
Cher ami, l'envoûtement
friends,
est défini comme
bewitchment
étant
is
un
defined
pouvoir occulte,
As an occult power,
comme étant un
as
mauvais sort.
a curse.
L'envoûtement est défini comme étant,
It's
si vous
defined
voulez,
as,
en
if you
fascination.
will, a form
L'envoûtement les porter à ne
fascination
plus
or
maître de
enchantment.
toi-même.
It brings-
Lorsque vous envoûtez,
It causes
vous
you
pas
to
mettre
lose
tête.
control of yourself. You don't own yourself.
Vous pas mettre tête.
You don't own yourself.
L'envoûtement, c'est le fait
And bewitchment
de placer
is
quelque
the
chose
act
dans la
of placing
vie
something in someone's
de
life
quelqu'un ou bien sur une chose.
or an object.
Il y a qu'à envoûter sans que personne ne parle.
They can bewitch you without anyone speaking to
Un
you,
regard suffit
by
pour
just
envoûter.
looking at you.
Une
It's enough to
salutation
bewitch you. A
suffit
greeting
pour
is enough
envoûter.
to bewitch you.
Un radeau suffit pour envoûter.
Your clothes is
Et
enough
comment
to bewitch you. And there's a bunch of things that we could say, but unfortunately,
nos papes guettants
we
disent,
won't
là,
have time to say them
dit
here.
que bagaille n'ont pas
And there's
choisi
things that
tout,
we
là.
choose not to tell you here.
Mais envoûter, c'est
But
surtout dans le but
bewitchment is the act
pour détourner un peu sous objectif qu'on gagne. Pour utiliser des choses contraires
from
à
your goals
désir
while using
propre.
them for things contrary to
Chers
your
amis,
own
chaque
desires. My dear
année,
friends, each
Chaque
year,
fin de l'année,
each end of
mais
the year,
chaque début de l'année,
to the beginning
donc
of the year,
chaque qui est là,
we all
il y a des
here
projets sur
have
l'année.
projects for the year.
Je suis certain que
And I'm certain that
31 décembre
31st of
2025,
December 2025,
là,
each year,
t'es dit à partir
said
de
from
2026, Mais qui ça nous
2026,
va
this is what we'll do.
il y a des gens qui disent son
And some people
business.
say it's a business.
Il y a des gens qui disent
Some
c'est
people
l'école
say
la
it's
tournée.
school that they will
Il y a des gens
return
qui
to.
disent c'est
Some
travail la
people say
changer.
they will change their
Chaque monde dit un
job.
bagage.
Each person
Il y a
says
des gens qui disent
something.
la fait
Some people
sûr
say they'll make sure
qu'ils commencent à travailler
that
pour
they start to
commencer à
work
penser à acheter
so
caille.
that they could start
Il
buying
y a
their
des
own
gens qui disent écoutez,
house.
me fait trop de temps qu'à monde.
Some people say they
me prends
spend
la
too
caille, moi.
long in other people's houses. They'll go to
projet
their
ça
own house. And
2026.
this project for
Je
2026.
me rappelle,
And I'm reminding
peut-être dans
you
mi-temps,
that you're already
deuxième
in
mois
the middle of the
dans
second
l'année,
month of the
et qui
year.
côtoie.
Where are you?
Et sous bêtisé,
And if
ou même oublier ça.
you might even have
Ou pas
forgotten
songer encore.
it, and you will remember it again
Dans fin année.
at the end of the year.
L'envoûteur.
Bewitch me.
L'envoûtement, c'est le fait de porter, de
Bewitchment
mener,
is to bring
de
you
conduire.
or drive you.
N'est-ce pas? C'est conduire, c'est faire
Drive
que
you,
ou pas
lead you
mettre
to make
destin,
you
ou
not
pas
your
mettre
own
désir, ou
owner
pas
of your
mettre
destiny. You
volonté.
don't own your will.
Ou pas mettre tête.
You don't own yourself.
Chers amis, la Bible dit
My dear friends in the Lord,
que
the
il y a
Bible
deux
says
petites
that there
lots
are
qui s'élèvent
two
Abraham, qui couchaient
children of Lot,
avec
that's the
l'autre,
nephew of
et ils ont
Abraham
fait
that
deux
slept
petites. Les filles de
with
l'autre
Abraham.
couchaient avec Abraham, et chaque poil fait
children
une
of Lot
petite.
will
Chaque poil
sleep with Abraham and will bear a
faire
child.
Moab,
Someone will make
et
Moab,
qui va faire Anon.
and one will make
De Moab, nous
Ammon.
joignons un
And
peuple.
from Moab,
Il y
you
aurait
find
les
people that they call
Moabites.
them Moabite,
Et de Anon, nous joignons un peuple. Il y
and
aurait
from
les
Ammon, you
Ammonites.
find the Ammonites.
Et sinon, Balak,
And so,
qui c'est roi de
Balak,
Moab,
that is the king
monsieur
of
apprend
Moab.
que Israël
Notice that
sortit en
Israel
esclavage.
left slavery,
Monsieur apprend que
and he
Israël
learned
a
that
avancé.
Israel is advancing.
Et monsieur a réalisé
And he
que
realized
Israël
that
sont
Israel
peuple qui est
is a
fort.
people that are strong.
Si Israël capable
If
l'armée
Israel can
égyptienne,
beat the Egyptian army,
si Israël
if
qu'a
Israel
traversé la mer
can
Rouge,
cross the Red Sea,
si Israël
if
qu'a fait tout
Israel
dégâts ça
can
yo,
do all of these
qu'on a la privé
then
à
they will
Moab,
reach to
eh
Moab.
bien Balak sentit-il bouleversé.
And Balak feels like
Balak
he's burdened.
sentit-il troublé.
Balak feels that he's
Balak
troubled.
sentit-il menacé.
Balak feels that
Et
he's
Balak qu'on
threatened.
bagaille que le
And
fait.
Balak has something
Lorsque
that he would
Balak
do.
sentit
And when he
menacé,
felt that
lorsque
he's threatened,
Balak
when
sentit
he
le
felt
bouleversé,
that he's burdened,
Balak gardait lui ouais
then he
peuple ça
listens,
c'est
he
pour
sees
peuple
that
que le
these
camarien.
people is a people
C'est
that
pas
he
un
cannot
peuple
touch.
que le
It's
cap
not people
détourné sur
that
route.
he can reroute.
Balak gardait lui ouais
And
peuple ça,
he saw
c'est
that
pour un
these
peuple qui a
people
conduit
is
Jean
a people
Blé.
that he cannot drive
Balak
how he
gardait lui ouais
wants.
peuple ça,
And Balak
c'est pour un
saw
peuple
that
qui a mené dans
these people,
l'esclavage.
he cannot bring them
Parce
to
que après
slavery
400
because
ans
after
et plus
400 years
d'esclavage,
and more in slavery,
peuple a compris
the people
qu'on a le
understand
concept de
now
l'esclavage. Peuple
that
a
they're not-
goûté l'esclavage.
they tasted slavery.
Et un peuple qui fait
It's
tout le temps ça,
people
plus
that
de
spent
40 ans dans
whole
le
time
désert.
this-
Ils comprennent
40
la
years in the
différence qui
desert.
est
They know the
entre
difference between
esclave
a
et
slave
liberté.
and free.
Balak réalisé
And Balak
que le
realized
pape
that he
conduit ce
cannot
peuple
drive these
encore
people
dans l'esclavage.
again in
Le
slavery.
pape a
He
dominé ce
cannot
peuple.
dominate
D'ailleurs,
these
peuple
people,
a empire.
and these people are a lot.
Et Balak peut faire bagaille.
And Balak will do something,
Les peut aller chercher un devin.
and he will go and search
Ça
for a
nous
diviner,
relève un rouga.
what we call
Liberal
someone who
de
practices
Vincent.
witchcraft. And he'll call this diviner
Balaam.
that is
Et
Balak.
Liberal voulait faire un deal
And he will make a deal
avec Balaam
with
sur
Balak
deux peuples
on
Israël.
Israel.
Et mais qui ça le bral dit
And
à
this is
Balaam?
what he will say to
Dans
Balak
verset 11 la message.
in verse 11.
Il dit,
It says,
Voici,
Meni,
un peuple est sorti d'Égypte
il y a un peuple qui a sorti d'Égypte.
et il couvre la surface de la
Et
terre.
le peuple ça lui couvrit surface terre.
Viens donc,
Venez. Maudis-le.
maudis-le,
Uh-huh.
peut-être ainsi,
Venez maudis. Peut-être comme ça, m'a qu'à combattre lui.
et le
Et peut-être
chasser.
comme ça, m'a qu'à chasser. Moi, j'aime la déclaration de
I
Balak
like the declaration
qui dit
of
maudit peuple ça.
Balak that said,
Et
curse.
l'offre maudit
And when you
Balak.
finish cursing them,
Peut-être.
Balaam,
peut-être.
Perhaps. I'm not sure, but I don't even have guarantee. When you finish cursing them, perhaps, then I'll be able to fight them. When you finish cursing them, perhaps I can chase them away. And my dear friends, the people who have spent more than 400 years in slavery, people who after more than 400 years of slavery endured
c'est un peuple qui
40
doit
years
être déprimé.
of wandering.
C'est un peuple qui doit être découragé.
That must be
C'est un peuple tout ça l'a cherché.
people where
C'est
everything
un
they're looking
endroit,
for
c'est un
is a
espace
place, is a
finalement pour le
space finally
reposer.
for them to rest.
Tout ça peuple là
All
connaît
that
comme souvenir.
this people
C'est
know
humiliation.
is
Tout
humiliation.
ça peuple là
All
connaît
that
comme
this people
souvenir.
knows
C'est
as a
les
souvenir
cris et les
is
pleurs devant la mer rouge.
and complaining
C'est
before
ça
the Red
peuple là
Sea.
connaît.
That's what the people
C'est ça
know.
peuple là
That's what
expérimenté.
this people
So t'as dit peuple là parler
If you
nous
would
le
say
lit.
to this
Il
people,
t'a dit mon
speak
chien
of them,
souffrit en
they would
pile.
say, oh, we
Il t'a dit mon
suffered
chien
a lot.
passe en
They
pile
would
misère
say,
en
we went through
esclavage.
so much
Il t'a
misery
dit
in
mon chien
slavery.
font
They
pas de
would
temps en
say,
Égypte.
I spent so
Mais pas
long
qu'à
in
dormir
Egypt, and I could not sleep when I
pas qu'à
wanted.
manger le
I couldn't eat when I
D'abord
wanted.
dit font pas de
They
temps
would say,
en
I spent
Égypte.
so long in
Mais pas de
Egypt.
droit à soins de
I didn't have
santé.
the right
D'abord dit
to
font pas de
healthcare.
temps en
I spent
Égypte.
so long in Egypt.
Pas de droit à nourriture
I didn't
selon
have right to
jamblé.
nutrients
Mais
or
pas
food
qu'à
how I
boire
wanted.
le
I could not drink
Mais
when I
pas qu'à
wanted.
dormir le
I couldn't sleep when I
Mais pas
wanted.
qu'à lever le
I couldn't wake up when I wanted.
faire un bon
I would
temps en
tell you
Égypte.
that they spent
Le
a
boss
bunch
là
of time
voulait
in
calmer,
Egypt
les
when the
calmer.
boss wants to
Là
strike
voulait
me,
mettre fouette
strike
sous
me.
dôme, mettre
When he
fouette sous
wants to
dôme.
whip me, he
La
whips
leader
me.
dit
And when
tuer,
his
me tuer
when his mind tells him
C'est
to kill me
ça
or murder me, he
Israël
does.
t'a
And this
dit.
is what Israel would
Comme
say
expérience.
as experience.
Mais ça balak ouais.
But what Balak sees,
Tout ça balak ouais.
all that Balak
Balak
sees,
ouais.
he sees
Un peuple
this
qui
people
est plus puissant.
that is powerful than
Balak
him.
pas ouais. un peuple
Balak
esclave.
doesn't see a bunch of
Balak, ouais,
slaves,
un peuple
but he sees this people
puissant.
who is
Tout
power.
ça balak ouais.
Everything that
C'est un
Balak
peuple qui
sees is
couvrit
people who are
la
covered,
surface de la terre.
who cover
Certaines
the
fois,
face of
chers
this
amis,
earth.
dans le Seigneur,
And that's why,
n'a
my dear friends,
posé
in the Lord,
tête nos
we
questions.
are asking
pour
ourselves
qui ça tout
questions.
attaque ça.
Why all
Nous
these
gardons
attacks
nos
are
pas de
happening?
l'argent.
We're looking,
Nous
we
pas
don't
même
have
bon
money.
bocaille pour
We
nous
don't
rester.
even have a good
Nous pas
house
même
to
bon
stay in.
machine
We
pour
don't
nous
even have a
rouler.
good
C'est
car to
rédit d'après-dit
drive.
notre
We're
job.
struggling in a
Nous pas même
job.
qu'à payer
We can't
bill
even
nous.
pay our
Pour qui
bills.
ça tout
Why
attaque ça?
all these
Ma vie dit
attacks?
aux amis,
But I want to tell you, my dear friends, the enemy sees in you things that you don't see in yourself. While you're looking at your problems, while you're looking at your misery, while you're looking at your difficult situation, the enemy looks further. There's things on your life the enemy sees that you don't see. The enemy's already greeting your success from afar. They're already greeting your success from afar. It's you that don't know you have all this strength. It's you that doesn't know you don't have all this power. It's you that doesn't know you need all this. So when the enemy looks at you, what do you think? That's not what they see. He sees a great person, someone who sits on the line of the king of Judah, someone who is covered and surrounded by angels. But you see yourself weak, but the enemy sees yourself strong. When Israel sees themselves as a people who came from slavery, as a people that came from shame, as people that suffered in the desert, all that Balak could see this people that's powerful, this people that is covered the surface of the earth. And often what we see of ourselves is not what the enemy sees. And that's why some attacks that you get, you don't know why you're going through it. It's because there's some place that the enemy sees that you'll go to. There's a path that you're taking. If he lets you take this path, it won't be good for him. I remember when
environ 3 ans dans le ministère.
Around 2 or 3 years in ministry, I had a friend or a person. When I say person, who, and he showed me that I'm someone that he likes. And while he's speaking with me, he always says, my pastor. And he's a professional in his domain. And then one day, I understood that it was true because he used to work with pastors. We used to work together in the domain when I'm making programs, etc.
And at the time I called in,
Dis mon cher qui t'aime,
I said, let me tell you something.
mais un projet que me
Here's a project I
mais
have,
puisque me connais
but
ce
because I
domaine,
know that's your domain,
mais des bagages que me
but
besoin
there's
faire.
things I want to
Connais ce
do.
domaine, non?
I know this is your domain.
set
I would
up.
like you to set it up.
Me dit monsieur m'ta aimé
I said, I would like you
pour set up
to
Facebook.
set up my Facebook for
Me dit
me.
m'ta aimé
I would like you
pour set up un bon
to set
line
up
pour moi.
a lineup for me
Éclairer l'église là.
and show the church so that.
Monsieur dit oh pasteur.
And then he said, oh, Pastor, there's no problem. And he said, that's what I do. And I said, I know that's what you do.
Tu dis non mon cher au
And he
contraire.
said, you know,
Que pasteur est tel
some
qui
pastors
dans tel state
that are in some
et me
states,
déplacer.
it's me that
Joël
left.
Shirley Bell,
How
Joël
you see
bien,
their
et moi
state
éclairer
is
comme
beautiful,
ça.
that's me that shines
dis
it
pas
like
qu'il va
this.
comme ça.
And he said,
Je dis
there's
non,
nothing
mon
like
cher.
this. He said, no.
M'observe.
And I said, I'll serve. And he said, he'll serve.
Mais monsieur ouais non moi.
But he saw in me
Ça peut être
something that I didn't see myself.
Monsieur dit m'observe
And he
pasteur.
said, I'll serve you, Pastor.
Dit monsieur OK.
And I said, okay.
Et puis monsieur dit bon,
He said,
pas de
okay,
problème.
there's no problem.
Et me dit monsieur mais combien
And I
de ça?
said,
Monsieur dit
how
non non
much will
non
this
non.
cost? And he says, no,
There's
there's nothing like this.
On va acheter toute bagarre.
I'll buy everything.
Je dis mais ça
And he
va
said,
besoin
this is what you need. You'll need 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll buy everything completely.
Et puis m'appello
And I'll call you
lundi prochain
next
pour nous
Monday
set up
to set up,
bien ranger à
to
faire.
fix everything.
Et puis m'appello.
And I applaud.
Et puis moi quoi?
And I'm happy.
Monsieur dit lundi.
And he said, next
Mais
Monday.
nous t'as parlé à travers.
And we were speaking through text.
Monsieur dit lundi
And he said,
prochain.
next Monday,
M'appello.
I'll call you. I'll come.
Set up tout
I'll set up everything completely.
Et puis m'avoir reçu.
And I'll give you the receipt. And you'll give me the money.
Et me dit monsieur OK.
And I said, okay.
Dernièrement, je me regarder dans
And when I was looking
dans message moi.
in my messages,
Moi quand
I realized that sometimes I spoke with this person.
environ 7 ans.
This was 7 years.
Lundi à beaucoup jamais.
And the Monday has never came.
Je parle un pasteur
I'm speaking to you of a pastor
très populaire.
that's very popular.
Lundi à beaucoup
The
jamais.
Monday has never came.
Parce que monsieur réalise
Because he realized that
si dérivé 7 ans
if he reached to set up
espace pour Jean doit 7 ans.
the space exactly how it's supposed to be,
Visibilité
the visibility
pour avoir un impact sur lui.
will have an impact
Chose
on
que moi, je
him.
ne
Something that I didn't even know.
Que bagarre des fois.
And there's things often,
Il y a des gens qui te
some
aiment,
people that were your friend, some people that were close to
qui
you,
détachent de
who
vous.
detach themselves from you, and you're asking why.
L'autre checker autour
And when you
de
check
vous.
around yourself,
Pas faire
you didn't do anything
L'autre
to that
checker autour
person.
de
When you
nous.
check
Nous pas
around
jamais en
yourself,
discussion
you were
en l'air.
never in
Nous
a
pas jamais
discussion,
jouer en
you were
l'air.
never
Nous pas
speaking
jamais
ill,
mésentendre
you were
en l'air.
never
Mais on
fighting.
dit, mais ça
But you
passé.
said, what
Et
happened?
parce que il y a
It's
bagarre
because
de
there's
vous,
things they see in you
Ou même.
that you
ou pas ouais.
you don't see.
Et ça fait là ça
And
qui
that's
te dit
why-
ah. L'aime
Let
garder
them
moi
go.
7 ans.
And when I saw that 7 years has passed,
Et après ça de prêcher contre menteur comme ça.
and it's someone who preaches so much against lies. Let's advance.
Ça nous va nous poser question pour qui ça attaque ça.
Sometimes we may ask ourselves why all
Nous
these
prenons toutes
attacks,
précautions
and we
nécessaires.
take all necessary
Tout ça nous plaît chez vivre en
everything
paix avec nous-mêmes et avec semblables nous.
everything
Et
that we want to
demandé
be able to live in
certaines
peace
fois
with
qui
ourselves
motive
and our fellow
attaque
human
ça yo.
beings. And sometimes we
Pourtant,
wonder
ma vie,
what
ton
the
cher ami
motives
dans le
behind
Seigneur,
these attacks, but
aux
quite
yeux de
different different to the
l'adversaire,
Lord. In
tout
the eyes
ça
of the
nous
adversary,
ouais,
all that
nous-mêmes,
they see
c'est un
in you is
puissant
a
guerrier.
powerful
Aux yeux de
warrior. In the
l'ennemi,
eyes of
tout
the
ça
enemy,
ouais, nous-mêmes,
all
c'est
that they see
succès
in
et
us
réussite.
is our
Aux
success.
yeux de
In the
l'ennemi,
eyes of
tout
the
ça
enemy,
ouais,
all that
nous-mêmes,
they
c'est
see in you
réussite.
is achievement.
Bien des fois,
And often,
il y a des gens qui ont regardé,
there's some people that are looking
qui ont contemplé
who
succès
are contemplating
et
their
réussite
success
nous,
and
bien
contemplating
avant
our
que nous
success before we,
et c'est ainsi que
and
ils sont jaloux de nous.
they are
Et ils
jealous
veulent
of us
détruire nous.
and want to destroy us.
Balak dit Balak,
And
mais
Balak
qu'il y a
said
un
to
peuple qui
Balaam,
a fini,
look, a people has
qui
come
sorti Égypte,
out of Egypt
les couvrir la
and
surface
they
de la
covered the
terre.
face of the earth.
Ici, couvrir la surface
And
de la
here
terre
cover
veut
the face of the
dire
earth
que
means
son peuple qui est
that
puissant.
people who
Il
that
couvre
is
la
powerful.
surface de la
They
terre
cover the
traduit
face
pour
of the
moi.
earth. This
C'est un
translates
peuple qui
as
pisse, qui
people
passe peuple pas
who is
loin.
numerous
Les plus
than
nombreux
que peuple moyen.
who is more than
Ouvrir la
ours.
surface de la terre
Cover the
gratuite
face
pour
of the
moi.
earth,
C'est un
translates
peuple
for
qui
me
a
as people
capacité
who have the
pour
capacity
déloger
to
nous côté
drive
lié.
us out
Si
from
qui
this
des peuples ça
land. If we
avancer,
let these people
ils tellement
advance,
en
that
pile,
there's so
ils ont
much,
tellement de
that they
force,
have so much
ils ont tellement
strength,
de résistance,
they have so much
ils ont tellement
resistance.
de bataille.
They know how
Parce
to
qu'il n'y a pas de
fight,
bataille pour
because
continuer.
they do
Il
not
y a
fight
bataille
by
avec la main de
themselves.
l'Éternel.
They fight with the
Si
army
quitter,
of
ils
the Lord.
avancé.
If we
Si
let them
quitter, ils
advance,
arrivent.
if we let
C'est
them
sûr
reach,
qu'ils
it's
vont
certain
mettre
that they
territoire
will
ça.
be the
Et
owner
ils
of this
mettent
land
dehors
and they
de
will
territoire
kick us
ça.
out of this territory.
De ce fait,
So,
je suis conscient que je ne peux pas battre.
I know I
Je suis
can't fight them.
conscient
I know
que you're plus fort
that
que
they're
l'armée
stronger
papa.
than my army.
Je n'ai pas aucun moyen pour
I
me
don't
vaincre.
see any way
Pas
to
aucun
defeat
moyen
them.
pour me
I don't
détruire.
see any way to destroy
Alors,
them.
Bala,
So, Balaam,
je t'en prie.
I beg
Seul
you,
ce qu'a fait pour moi,
all that you could do for
c'est
me
maudit peuple.
is curse them.
Seul ce qu'a fait
All
pour
that you
moi,
could do for me
c'est envoûter peuple.
is curse
Seul ce
them.
qu'a fait pour moi,
All that you could do
c'est
for me is
dérouter peuple.
bewitch them.
Seul
All
ce
you
qu'a
could
fait pour
do
moi,
is
c'est faire
reroute
malgré
them.
le
All they could do is that even though they have great dreams, each time they sleep and they have a great dream, when they wake up in the morning, they forgot the dream. All they could do for me is that even though they have great objectives, tomorrow they forget the objective. All they could do for me is that make them have a bunch of beautiful thoughts, but they cannot accomplish the thoughts. Some people, when you speak with them, you'll see the beautiful imagination they have, beautiful thoughts that they have. You see the great things that they can do, but when they come to the phase of executing the plans, they cannot. The only thing they can do for me, even though they have beautiful thoughts, even though they know what they need, but each time they need to reach the phase of accomplishing what they need to accomplish, make them not be able to. Yes, they have great dreams. They have great dreams.
L'école, c'est
They want
vrai.
to go to school.
L'esprit dans l'école là, c'est vrai. Mais à chaque fois que vous mettez pied dans la classe
They
là,
want to the
les
school.
bagages qui
Each
font
time
pas
they have to put them
capable.
into the class,
Oh, les
there's
grandes
something that
visions,
they
c'est
can.
vrai.
They have
À
great
chaque fois la
visions to
prière,
see.
dormir
Each
prend
time
là.
they
Les
pray,
grands rêves, c'est
they
vrai.
go to
Mais à chaque fois la
sleep. They have
parler de
great
rêve,
dreams, but each
ils
time
sont
they
ils
dream,
déroutés,
they
ils sont
feel
ils
that they're
troublés.
in trouble.
Malgré qu'on savent.
Though they know what they have to
Mais
do,
il est arrivé pour l'agir.
but when they reach to act, they can't. And that's the only thing I ask you is to bewitch them. Bewitch them for me.
Et leur fin
And when you finish bewitching,
maudit peuple là.
curse them.
Et leur fin maudit.
And when you finish cursing them, perhaps
M'a combattre lui.
I can fight them.
Peut-être m'a
Perhaps
chasser.
I can drive them away.
Maudit.
Curse them.
Et leur fin
And when you
maudit.
finish cursing them,
Peut-être m'a
perhaps
dévié.
I
Et m'a
can
détourné
turn
de
them aside and
destinée.
divert them from their destiny.
Maudit.
Curse
Et leur fin
them.
maudit là.
And when you finish cursing them,
m'a
perhaps
manipuler
I will be able to manipulate them and control them. Curse them, bewitch them, and when you finish bewitching them, perhaps I'll be able to keep them in servitude. All that I ask you, Balaam, I don't ask you to give me strength so I can fight with them, because I already know I can't fight with them. The only thing that I need from your hands is to bewitch them. I don't ask you to stand before them because I know I cannot stand before them. I don't ask you to make them stand against them because there's some people that God stands with you, cannot stand against them. The only thing I need you to do, I need you to switch them, remove their mind, make them always forget, make them be in a different world. And that's why some people are different than the Lord who are next to you. When you're telling jokes, they're in the jokes, everything you say they remember. When you speak of serious things are good for their lives. When you say, as soon as you say, they forget because they are bewitched. They have good thoughts, it's true. You're surrounded by good people, it's true. But you cannot apply anything. You cannot practice anything. You know all that you need to be successful. You know all that you need to do to be successful. But when you reach to practice it, when you reach to apply it, you can't because you are bewitched. You're bewitched. And if you want people that know how to defend the country, look for Haitians. But ask them to defend their own country. They can't. Because this is a people who are bewitched. All that I ask is to curse them. And I will do the rest. And Balak has more confidence in Balaam that Balaam did not
Balak
have
pensait
himself.
qu'avec le devin
Balak
Balaam à son
thought that
côté,
with the diviner of
il a
Balaam,
facilement
by his side, he
dévié
could
le peuple de
easily
Dieu.
lead God's people
C'est ainsi
astray.
que le sorcier de ton quartier, cher
And
ami,
that is why the sorcerer
il
in
a
your
contemplé la
neighborhood,
puissance que bon Dieu
when
placé
they're
dans vous.
contemplating the power that
Ils
God
pensaient
has
que le
bestowed
seul
upon
moyen
you,
de
they
gagner,
think that the only
c'est pour
way for them
détourner
to
de
divert you
destinée,
from your
c'est pour
destiny
faire
is
appel à
to call
Balaam.
upon
C'est ainsi que, cher
Balaam.
ami,
And that's why my dear friends in the Lord, there's an aunt when they look at you, there's an uncle when they look at you, there's a brother when they look at their children, when they look at the success that's in front of this child, when they look at the success that's in front of this child, when they compare it to their child, they see their child is a bunch of delinquents, their child is a bunch of vagabonds, they see the path that your child is making, the only thing that they need to do is bewitch them, it's to reroute them, because they already see they cannot remove them from school, they cannot send them to drugs, they cannot send them to prostitution, they cannot send them to homosexuality. The only thing that you need to do is bewitch them,
c'est vrai,
good thoughts
il y a
is true,
conception, c'est vrai,
beautiful
il comprendre la vie,
conception,
c'est vrai, mais pourtant tout ça, ils ont fait dans la vie, c'est
but everything that they do is mistake, even though they're not supposed to do this, but all that they do in their lives is a mistake. It's when they do it and cry, when they finish doing it, they regret and they cry because they do not own themselves, because they are bewitched somewhere. They are bewitched somewhere.
Tout ça,
All
Balak m'a dit Balaam,
that Balak asked for Balaam
c'est envoûté.
is to bewitch the people.
Mais,
But
on bagaille Balaam comprenne.
there's something that Balaam
Balaam
understood.
comprend vite.
He understood quickly
Qu'on pas qu'à jouer
that you cannot
n'importe comment avec
play,
les hommes
however,
et
with
les femmes de
men
Dieu.
and women of God.
Et Balaam va répondre Balak.
And he will answer him.
Balaam va dire
And he
Balak.
will say,
Mon cher, sont deux versets vrai.
yes, I'm a diviner.
Job moi,
My job
c'est envoûter mon.
is to bewitch people.
Job moi, c'est détruire la
My
vie.
job is to destroy
Mon
people's
cher,
lives.
Aurélie est un bon monde.
You called the right person,
Mais malheureusement,
but unfortunately,
Aurélie me contre un mauvais peuple.
you called me against
Moi,
the
bientôt,
wrong
aujourd'hui, à
people.
Assemblée,
I want to tell you today, my
Ou
friend,
quand derrière éliminer là,
the person who practiced witchcraft
Eh ben,
was
bon, bah, bon.
after
ils sont
destroying.
gros gars vrai.
He's a great
Ils mangent un peu le monde déjà.
someone who practices
Ouais,
witchcraft.
sorcier qui
He
besoin
ate people
d'éliminer
already.
là.
The sorcerer who
Les
wants to
bons
eliminate
sorciers
you,
petits.
he's not a small
Ils sont
sorcerer.
gros sorciers
He's a
vrais.
great
Il
sorcerer.
déjoue un peu le petit
He
monde là. Il
rerouted
déjoue un peu le femme enceinte vrai.
a bunch of children and a
c'est parce
bunch of
que
pregnant
y'aurait
women. But it's because
sont
they
mauvais.
called against the
C'est
wrong
son
person.
mauvais monde, y'aurait.
On the wrong person that
Y'aurait
they
les son
called
monde
him. They
qui
called
couvrit par la
on a person
main
who
de
was
Dieu.
covered by the hand
Y'aurait les son
of God.
monde
They called
malgré
him,
qu'il ait force,
even though that he has
malgré
strength,
qu'il ait
even though he has
autorité,
authority,
malgré qu'il ait
even though he has
puissance,
power,
mais y'aurait les
but
son
they called
mauvais
him
monde.
over
Ou
someone
quand on
who's
quitte
the
le
wrong
premier là,
person. You may
ou aller
see
c'est son l'autre
leave
monde
now,
ici.
and you try to
Ou
have
tourne
someone
à
else
même
and
monde ça encore devant
succeeds,
là.
and he comes
Il
with
pas
someone,
qu'à
the same
régler.
person again,
Si vous
and
pensez
not
c'est
do
bon
anything.
pas bon,
If you think that they're not good, then try them on
après non minute ni casser pour petit doigt. Mais
the
tournez sous pas maintenant encore pour.
child, and in a minute
On réalise que c'est pas ligue
but
pas
when you
bon.
try on my
Mais c'est sous
child,
mon
you
fait
realize
mon
that's not
oreille
him
là.
that's not
Sous
bad.
pensez le pas bon
If you think
toujours.
it's not good
Relève sur
still,
ma
then
roue.
call him on your
Relève sur madame ou
call him on your
Mais
wife.
sous fin faire ça. Tournez sur madame pas mal. Tournez sur ma pas mal. Tournez sur tout le monde pas mieux. Tournez sur business moyen. Tournez sur l'église là. On va réaliser que c'est pas ligue pas bon. On relève sur mauvais.
You called him
Sur
on the
mauvais.
wrong person.
Relève sur mauvais.
You called him for the wrong person. I want to tell you, if you didn't die in this accident, it's not the magic that's not good, but they did it against the wrong person. They did it against the wrong person. If you enter this hospital and you come back, it's not the plan that's not good, but they did it against the wrong person. Because even this plan, they did it already and they succeeded, but when it came to you, it came to the wrong person. It's on the wrong person that it came on. The wrong person.
Balaam bral ti Balak.
And Balaam will tell Balak,
Au verset 18,
verse 18,
la Bible dit,
the Bible says,
Balaam répondit.
Balaam answered and said,
Au bral dit serviteur Balak.
you will say to the
Il dit
servants of
serviteur Balak, au bral
Balak,
dit Balak.
and you tell them,
Au bral dit Balak pour moi.
you would say to
Même si
Balak,
t'as bon caille.
that even though you were to give me his house, I'm speaking to you the house of a king, if he would to give me his house, and if he would take that house, and if it's silver, pieces of silver that's in the country, and puts it in his house,
Et même s'il t'a
and even if he would take
pile l'or,
the
les plein
biggest gold and fills his house, I cannot do anything,
Ni grand, ni petit,
nor more nor
sans
less,
l'Éternel.
if the Lord,
Dieu parle,
my God,
pas bon permission.
doesn't give me permission.
Ça veut dire,
That means
on connaît Balak son
that I
grand roi.
know Balak is a great king,
Effectivement, capable.
effectively,
Mais côté le relève là,
but where he called me,
là, là.
I can't. This isn't
Côté
for
le
me.
relève là,
Where he called me,
et pas place moi là.
this isn't my place.
Ou relève pour la game
You
de
called
problème.
me to drop me in
Qui sont
problems.
à offrir?
What could you
Quel que
offer
soit
me?
son temps offrir,
Whatever you may
pas
offer
faire
me,
rien
I cannot do
contre
anything
ça.
against this
Quelque
people,
grand que soit
whether
un homme,
great a man
qu'il
may
soit
be,
prince
whether
ou
may
qu'il
be a
soit
prince or a
de
king,
quelque nom
whatever
qu'on le
name, there's no name greater. Jesus is greater for me. You could do whatever you want, but you see, these people, you can't touch these people.
Balak m'avait dit,
Balak, I
L'on t'a
want to
bon
tell you
maison, l'on plein
that even if
l'argent,
you were
l'on t'a
to
bon
give me your
maison,
house
l'on
full
plein
of
l'or.
silver, even if you were to give me
Rassurez
your house
que
full
pas
of
qu'à
gold,
faire rien
rest
contre
assured that
ça.
I cannot do anything
Bah,
against
on est à qui
these
ça
people.
confronté
I don't
au moment
know
ça.
what you're facing at this
Bah, on
moment.
est qui ça
I don't know what
le Balak de ta vie
represents
en ce
Balak
présent
in your
moment.
life at this
Mais
moment.
tout ça m'a dit
But all that I
aujourd'hui,
want to
cher
tell
ami
you
dans le
today, my dear
Seigneur.
friends in
Le
the Lord,
Balak tabac
that
Kaili
even
plein
if
l'or.
Balak were to
Le
give
Balak
his
tabac
house
Kaili
full
plein
of
argent.
silver, even if
Li
Balak
pa
were to
ka
give his
faire
house
rien,
full
ni
of
grand,
gold,
ni
he
petit
cannot do
contre
anything,
Baba.
neither small
Ma
nor
vie dit
great against
aujourd'hui,
you.
amis,
I want to tell you
ou
today,
même
my
qui sont
dear
tout
friends,
troublés,
you will feel that
que
you're
ça soit aux
troubled, whether it may be
États-Unis, que ça
in
soit
the
de
United
l'autre
States,
côté,
whether it may be
ou même qui
somewhere else.
situe aux
You
États-Unis,
who are in
dans quel que
United
soit
States,
état où
whatever
t'as trouvé,
stage you may find
dans quel que
yourself
soit
in,
ville où t'as
in whatever
trouvé,
city you
ma
may
vie
find
dit
yourself
aujourd'hui,
in. I want to tell you today, my
même
dear
comme le
friends,
président,
when the
il utilisait
president
chalet,
uses
qu'elle utilisait
fire,
glace,
whether they may use
qu'elle utilisait
ice,
de l'eau
whether they may
glacée,
use cold
n'importe
water,
ça, t'as
whatever he
utilisé,
may
même
use,
s'il t'a
even
utilisé
if
la
he would
cour
use
d'appel,
the
utilisé
court
la
of
cour
appeals,
suprême,
or even if he
ma vie
uses
dit
the Supreme
aujourd'hui,
Court, but I'm going to tell you
personne va
today,
faire
no one
rien,
can do
ni
anything
petit,
to
ni
you,
gros,
neither
si
small nor
l'Éternel
great,
pas
without
ordonné.
the Lord's
Quel que soit ça,
command,
t'as
whatever
utilisé,
it
quel que
is
soit
used,
ça, que l'on
whatever
met
they
comme
may have in
pouvoir,
their hand as a
personne
power,
va qu'à
no
faire
one can do
rien, si
anything
l'Éternel
if the
pas
Lord
ordonné.
doesn't give
Si
an
pièce
order.
tombée,
If TBS
là n'a
falls,
prêté.
here
Si
we will
pièce pas
stay.
tombée,
TBS
là n'a
doesn't fall,
prêté.
here we
Après
will
TBS
stay.
c'est résidence.
After TBS is
Après
residency,
TBS c'est
after
citizenship.
residency is
On va faire tout
citizenship.
sauver.
You can do whatever you want. You
À la cour de
can
cassation,
call
on va
whoever you
mettre
want.
ice,
You
on
can
va
call
mettre glace,
ice.
on
You
va
can
acheter
put-
freezer,
you may
acheter
call-
frigidaire,
yeah,
ou pas qu'à faire
refrigerator,
rien.
freezer,
Si
you cannot do
l'Éternel
anything
pas
if the
passé
Lord doesn't give
l'ordre,
an order.
l'âme dit Balak,
Balak said to
n'importe
Balak,
ça
whatever you offer me, I guarantee you,
pas qu'à faire
I cannot do
rien. Si
anything if
l'Éternel
the Lord
ordonné.
doesn't order me.
pas qu'à faire.
I can't do anything.
On met tout son gars.
You can do
Malgré toute
anything.
l'armée avec.
You can have the whole
Malgré toute
army.
autorité
You can
avec.
have all authority
Malgré toute
with you. You
puissance
can
avec.
have all power
On
with
seul
you.
bagaille
But the
maintenant.
only thing that I know,
M'bavle.
it's not that I don't want
Mais
to,
pas
but I
qu'à faire
can't do
rien. Si
anything if
l'Éternel
the Lord
pas
doesn't
ordonné.
command
qui te me
me.
dit,
And
parce
I
que
want to
bagaille
tell
que
you,
besoin qu'on ait.
there's something simple I
Avenir
want you
sur
to
la terre des
understand,
vivants.
that our future on the
N'est pas
land of the
dépendre
living
d'un
doesn't depend on a government.
Avenir sur la
Our
terre des
future on the
vivants.
land of
N'est pas
living,
dépendre
it
d'un
doesn't
président.
depend on a
Avenir
president.
sur la terre
Our
des vivants.
future on the
N'est pas
land of
dépendre
living
d'un roi.
doesn't depend
N'est
on
pas
a king.
dépendre d'un
It doesn't
ministre.
depend
N'est
on
pas
a
dépendre
minister.
d'un
It
premier
doesn't
ministre.
depend on the
N'est pas
first minister
dépendre
or
de
prime minister.
personne.
It doesn't depend on
Lorsque nous,
anyone.
quand Dieu
When
place nos
God
côtés,
places you somewhere,
avenir nous pas
our
dépendre de
future doesn't
nous-mêmes.
depend on
Et ça fait
them.
qu'on fait
And
commencer
that's
à faire
why they
erreur.
just
Il a
started to
fait
make
erreur
mistakes.
sous
They're
erreur.
making
Il a
mistakes
fait
over
faute sous
mistakes.
faute.
They're making
Quittez, ils ont
faults
fait
over
faute.
faults. Let
À
them
chaque
make
faute qu'ils ont
faults.
fait,
With each
ils ont pas
fault
nos
that they make,
pénalités.
then
Ils ont pas nous
have
touché
their
déjà.
penalty.
Nous fait tous
They
sur eux
touch us
déjà.
already.
Nous fait pénalité sur eux déjà.
We get a
N'a
penalty
mené
on
un à
them
zéro.
already.
Même
We'll bring
garantie
us
où
zero.
sommes
But I
Non
guarantee
seulement on a
my
fait
friends,
succès,
not only
on a
will we
réussi
successful,
parce
we will
qu'à Christ,
succeed
n'a
because
pas
with Christ in our boat,
pas
we will not be
peur.
scared of the storm.
À Christ,
With Christ in our boat,
moi pas peur.
we will not fear.
Ça veut dire,
And the servant says,
ceux-ci s'appuient sur leur char, ceux-là sur leur
this,
chevaux. Nous,
those on the horse,
nous invoquons
we
le
invoke
nom
the
de
name
l'Éternel,
of the Lord,
notre Dieu.
our God.
Il dit,
It says,
il plie et il tombe.
he went and he fell,
Restons
and
fermes
we stay firm But I want to tell you, I don't know what you lean on, but if I lean on Christ, with Christ in my boat, I do not fear the storm. I don't fear.
C'est ainsi.
And that is why
qu'Amos pour le révélation.
Amos will give this revelation, and he will say in Amos chapter 3,
versets 5 et 6. Et mais ça nous allons lire.
verse 5 and 6, this is what it
tombe-t-il dans le
says.
filet qui est à terre sans qu'il y ait un piège?
Il dit, est-ce qu'un oiseau qui a tombé dans le filet à terre, ça va un piège qui peut dire contre lui?
Le filet s'élève-t-il de terre
Est-ce que le filet
sans
a
qu'il
sorti
y
à
ait
terre
rien de pris?
sans que le pape prenne rien?
Sonne-t-on de la trompette dans une ville sans que le peuple soit dans l'épouvante?
Est-ce que une trompette capsule dans une ville sans que le peuple n'a pas épouvanté? Mais ça le dit là.
Arrive-t-il au malheur dans une ville sans que l'Éternel en soit l'auteur?
Est-ce que un malheur qui arrive dans une ville si l'Éternel pas auteur? Attendez, amis.
Listen, my friend.
Est-ce que un malheur
Can something
qui
bad
arrive dans une ville?
happen in a city?
If
you understood this, you would applaud God. If you understood this, you would applaud God very loudly. Can something bad happen in a city? Is there a calamity that can happen in a neighborhood? Is there something bad that can happen in a country without the Lord? So you could do whatever you want. There's only one place that I sit. I lean on Christ. Because at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want. The Lord said to Job, the Lord said to Satan, how do you see Job below? How do you see him? And I feel that Satan is mad, is angry. I feel like if Satan could, he would put his hand around his throat. And says, well, what can I do? You covered him. You hid him. You blocked him. You protected him. And you ask me how do I see him? I see him, but I cannot do anything to him. It's not that I don't want to. I see him. I know I see him. Well, you know I see him. Well, I spoke to you of him already. Well, your hand hides him. Your hand covers him. If you want to ask me how do I see him, lift your hand up, because if your hand covers him, you hide him, you cover him, you protect him. How can you ask me how do I see him? It's not that they wouldn't do it, but the hand of God covers. The hand of God hides. And that's why you pass the store just now, and when you come tomorrow, they say, oh, just left, and ice came. Well, you were here yesterday. You were here last week. It's because the hand of the Lord. The hand of God.
Arrive-t-il un malheur dans la vie
If there is a calamity
sans que
in a city
l'Éternel
without the Lord
en soit
have
l'auteur?
done it?
Est-ce qu'on bagaille?
Can something?
Ma vidéo.
I want to tell you,
Suspendre un diable responsable.
stop making the devil responsible. Stop making other people responsible. And I want to tell you,
Dans tout Ancien Testament,
in all the Old Testament,
Jeunesse à
from
Malachi.
Genesis to Malachi,
ou pas j'ai mon serviteur
never saw a servant
qui accuse Satan.
that accused Satan.
Tout ça qui veut.
All that happened to
L'autre,
them,
l'Éternel
they
a fait.
say the Lord will do.
Voilà.
You
Et
hear?
tellement nous venons éclairer dans le Nouveau
But we're
Testament par la grâce.
we think that we're so intelligent
Tout va
in the New
dire, c'est ça.
Testament. Everything we say is sit out.
Voilà.
You hear?
L'Éternel a.
The Lord.
Aucun seul son besoin qu'on
You know,
ait.
the only thing that you need to know
L'Éternel.
is that the Lord,
ça?
why
Quitter ça.
did you let this be
ça.
done like this?
Mais pas gagner qu'à
There's
faire.
nothing that can
Ça
be
le
done without
Pas encore.
the Lord knowing. You can see that there's people are speaking great authorities. Nothing can happen in the city without the Lord not knowing.
Donc nous pas besoin d'inquiéter nous.
So you don't need
Parce
to
que
worry,
rien pas échappé au
because
contrôle de
nothing
Dieu.
has left the control
Balaam
of God.
répondit et dit au serviteur de Balaam,
Balaam answered to the
quand
servants of
Balak
Balak,
me donnerait
though
sa
Balak
maison
may
pleine
give me his
d'argent et
house
d'or,
full of silver and gold,
je ne pourrais faire aucune
I
chose,
could not go
ni petite,
beyond,
ni grande,
nor
contre
less, no
l'ordre de
more,
l'Éternel.
beyond the word of the Lord my God.
On veut dire,
I want to tell you,
il n'est pas question de moi, Balak.
it's not a question
C'est que
of,
je ne peux
it's not
rien
about me,
faire.
Balak. But it's that I cannot do anything against God's people without His permission. And that's why you see when they're running after illegal people, the person, people who are illegal, they say they need money for Americans, they say there's no problem because people are illegal.
Parce que lorsque on fait des choses, c'est pas l'ordre de la part de Dieu qu'on recevra.
It's not from the word of the God that you received it. There's something I want to tell you. You'll be in confusion with your own self. You'll be in confusion with yourself. Everything that you're doing is false. All that you're doing is mistake. And that's why a majority of people that they kill are people that had American passport. They never. Someone that they killed them, they say they would have a reason.
Comment faire ça avec un petit? On fait touche, on fait faute, on fait pénalité, n'a pas goal, et puis n'a gagné.
If you go and we will win. We'll win. We'll win.
On fait carré, fait touche. On fait carré, fait pénalité.
We'll continue to have penalties.
Et puis n'a fait goal.
And we'll make goals. Does the church understand? You continue to make faults. You continue to make penalties. You continue
Ou pas qu'elle doit tecler dans petit carré, on compte ça déjà. Mais pour tecler dans petit carré, on bonne pénalité. Et la bonne pénalité, c'est nous seulement qui camper. Et ça peut se comprendre. L'on veille à pied gauche, l'on veille à pied droite. Les cap shooter, il pas ni gauche ni droite. Les shooter côté levé, les shooter jambe levé. Et ça fait camper pour camper, on pas capable faire.
Will make a goal.
Balak.
I cannot do anything against these people. I cannot bewitch them. I cannot destroy these people. And we said already that bewitchment is one of the great weapons of witchcraft, and it's defined as a power, a cult power, as a curse, as this is what bewitchment is. And my dear friends, the Lord, bewitchment is the capacity to reroute our mind on a subject or project without even touching us. It's not just two people who started to go and enter school because of ICE they can't go to school. It's not just two young people who had projects to open a business and everything that's happening in the streets they cannot open a business. It's not just two young people who had a project to buy a house, to live with their family, and because of what's happening here, they cannot anymore. This
c'est pour défier de projets, c'est pour défier de objectifs, c'est pour faire comprendre que écoutez, on a mauvaise route. Mais qu'on bagaille ma chose en bien, on bagaille qu'on besoin comprendre, quel que soit ça y a fait, mettez focus sur projet, mettez focus sur objectif, mettez focus sur rêve, parce que bagaille qu'on besoin comprendre, depuis Christ avec.
If Christ is with you. If Christ is with you, you have nothing to fear. And while we respect the principles, while we respect the laws, while we respect the rules and regulations, we don't have a license, don't drive. Your license expired, ask for a ride, do not drive. We will respect the principles, isn't that right? We will respect the regulations, isn't that right? At the same time, we will respect the principles, we respect the regulations, and will not run. We won't run. We won't run. We won't run. We won't run. To leave because Christ asks for us to leave. But if the heavens does not ask us for us to move, you cannot make us run. You cannot make us scared. You cannot give us pressure. You respect the principles. You respect everything. If they say that your work hard finished, if they don't expire, I stay in my corner. They say my license expired, they didn't extend it, and I won't go behind the wheel. I won't drive. I respect the principles. I'll drive. I won't drive a car without insurance, but I won't run. I won't run. I won't run. I won't run. Because when Christ is in my boat, I don't fear the storm. You could think that you're great, but at the end of the day, we're serving a faithful God. I want want to tell you
votre connaissance intellectuelle
that your intellectual
pas qu'à épargner de
knowledge
l'envoûtement.
cannot prevent you
Votre
from being
appartenance
bewitched.
sociale,
Your
votre
social
appartenance politique,
or
votre
political
appartenance
appearance,
religieuse,
your religious
vos moyens
appearance,
économiques,
your
pas
economical
qu'à
means
épargner
cannot
de
prevent you
l'envoûtement.
from being
Le problème de
And I want
l'envoûtement
to tell you the problem
n'est pas
of
résoudre
bewitchment
seulement de la
is
prière.
not resolved only
Le
through
problème de
prayer. The
l'envoûtement
problem of
il
bewitchment
résout
is
surtout
resolved
par
only
des déclarations
by
puissantes,
the powerful declaration
axées sur la parole de Dieu.
with the
Sont
word of
d'accord
God.
pour
If
finir
you
comme ça, on
accept
finit comme ça.
to end it
Sont
like
d'accord
this,
pour
if
éliminer,
you
il y a
accept for them to
éliminé.
eliminate you, they
Sont
will
d'accord pour
eliminate you.
finir
If
avant,
you
il y a
accept
finir
for them
avec.
to end you,
Sont
then they
d'accord
will
pour pas
end
rien,
you.
pas
If you
rien.
accept to be
Sont d'accord
nothing,
pour
you won't
échouer
be
ou
anything.
échouer.
If you accept
Mais sont
to
pas
fail, you won't
d'accord pour
fail. But you
échouer.
don't
Que
accept
bon Dieu
that.
couvre au
May
matin.
God cover you
Que bon
this
Dieu
morning.
cache au
May God
matin.
hide you
Que
this
bon Dieu
morning.
protège au matin.
May God
Qu'elle
protect
couvre
you this morning.
famille.
May
Qu'elle
He
couvre
cover your
petit
family.
tout.
May He
Qu'elle
cover
couvre
your children.
petit
May
tout.
He cover your
Qu'elle couvre dans
grandchildren.
l'école là.
May He cover you
Qu'elle
at
garde
school.
des départs. Qu'elle
Cover
garde
and watch
arrivées.
over
Que
your
1000
go
tombent à ton
and
côté
leave.
et 10 000 à ta
10,000
droite.
on your
De
left.
tes yeux
10,000
seulement
at
tu
your
verras.
right. May
Et
your
tu
eyes
regarderas
see
la
and you will
rétribution
look
des
at the
méchants. Ils
retribution
ont
of the
même
people.
appuyé sur ça. Ils ont appuyé sur gros âmes. Ils ont appuyé sur gros bibites. Ils ont appuyé sur force au guerrier. Mais nous-mêmes, nous campons sous Christ. Et à Christ, on bat.
And with Christ in our
Ouais,
boat,
pas peur.
we will not
Tempête
fear
là.
the
Que bon Dieu
storm.
bénisse
May God
l'Église.
bless His church.